Alright, so in today's video, I want to talk about Dune Awakening and how you can prepare yourself for release. Now, there's actually a bunch you can do and a bunch of public information that you can learn about even if you're not in the beta. This is great if you're a competitive player and want to get a head start, but if you just want to enjoy the game, I seriously recommend, taking things as they come and enjoying the game. So I do want to put that disclaimer out there. If you don't want to try hard, if you're not interested in in-game PvP, I would recommend just enjoying the game and saving the moment and not getting too invested in this kind of stuff. But if you're PvP focused, especially at a guild level, this video might be more interesting to you. So to start off with, you can jump into the character creator on Steam right now and create your character and choose your background. This is very important for your starting abilities, your starting class, and so forth. So as you can see here is my character that I've worked on, and obviously you can from face value probably tell which faction I am going to be going with and creating my guild on, which, by the way, I would quickly want to add in here. Join my Discord down below, the link is in the description. I'm going to be taking guild applications for the Oceanic region very soon, and we're going to be setting up multiple guilds with the Harkonnen, as that is going to be the faction I roll with, and we're going to be having guild alliances, as the guild cap publicly confirmed is 32. So you can have 32 players per guild, but of course, depending on how many applicants we get, I will expand that and do more guild alliances and so forth. But before we jump into more of the nitty-gritty details of this video and how you can prep yourself, we'll quickly just go through the flow of the character creator so you can see what you can actually do. So we'll finish up here, and it's going to prompt us to give some responses to some questions on choosing our background. So especially if you're interested in lore, this is going to be great for you. But these lore questions actually have gameplay implications. For example, they give you dialogue traits, and you can even get some cosmetic stuff out of it, such as an emo. Now, I go with political, as that's the one I enjoy doing the most. I think political lore in Dune Awakening is very intriguing, so I go with the Kaitan. Now, next question asks is what kind of route of Imperium you want to go with. So I always go with the noble. I think nobility is really cool. Nobility and politics kind of go one and one together. So as you can see, I'm a Harkonnen that is politically inclined with a lot of nobility traits. And again, these have gameplay implications when you talk to NPCs, when you talk to trainers, and so forth. Now, I do quickly want to preface that this is all public information that I have gathered from, of course, this character creator providing it to us, but also information from a bunch of public sources, and I want to talk about that later as one of the main points of this video where you can learn about the game ahead of release. So now we jump onto the class we want to play. Now I go Trooper, as I think Trooper is more my style, more run and gun. Now I can't get into the nitty-gritty specifics here, but to start off with, there are 4 classes. I believe there is 5, I think there is only 4 here though. But there's the Trooper, the Swordmaster, the Bene Gesserit, and the Mentor, and the Plantologist, which has been talked about in public interviews and such. The Mentor has effectively strategy and recon abilities. These are previewed in public gameplay that Funcom did a while back, I think. Plan things out, and I believe there's an ability where you can scan what the enemy utility and weapons are, which can be quite useful going into combat, especially in larger GVG instances. The Bene Gesserit, I believe, is physical mastery and manipulation. I can't quite remember the details of how the Bene Gesserit works from that public interview and gameplay that has been provided a while back, but I will leave a lot of my sources in the description if you further wish to check these things out for yourself, and especially the later part of this video, there's a lot of important information that you can pick up on from a certain website. It is effectively a Dune Awakening wiki. I'm kind of already jumping into it because I'm getting ahead of myself. But the Dune Awakening wiki is a great place to learn about the game ahead of release. This is going to provide you with a bunch of public information that has been gathered from either interviews or other sources such as Q&As in the official Discord. And I quickly want to mention that this is put together by the community. I can't remember the dude's name, but I will put it on the screen here, because he has done a fantastic job, or the team, there might be a team behind it, that have been gathering all of the public information that is allowed to be shared to give you the best idea of the game going into release. So you can find FAQ answers in here, which is a lot nicely grouping everything together, whether it be from a community signal, which is the official Dune Awakening post they do on their social media and on their website, or whether it just be a developer answering questions in the official Dune Awakening Discord, which I will also leave an invite to in the description. So, talks about the ongoing closed beta, of course, not the contents of the beta, but what it means. things you can do in Arrakis, the building systems shown from public gameplay, even having icons of the building pieces because they were screenshotted from said public gameplay and how it works. So we can effectively talk about some of the basics here, but there is effectively the way the building works. I could very much make it sound similar to how it works in Once Human. If you've ever played Once Human, you effectively put down a prefab, or in this case it's called a subfief, and that subfief is going to be your area of building where you're allowed to build, right? And that's sort of your boundaries that you will be able to build in, control, craft, resource gather, etc., store your vehicles and whatnot. And that might come with tax as well, like tax of the Imperium, which is publicly mentioned, I think, in one of the Q&As. So there's a whole tax system with the Imperium, depending on your base size. But jumping straight into it, you can basically even get preview of the building pieces here, or some of the building pieces. I don't think this is everything. It might be, which is actually pretty impressive. And it just sort of goes to show what's possible. And again, this website is fantastic for information. It's kind of overbearing, kind of structuring this in a way that might be overwhelming. But I highly recommend checking out the website for yourself, giving it a browse, especially if you're competitively inclined with this game. You might get a lot of important information from it. Now, again, if you want to take the game at your own pace, you don't need to check this out at all. You can use it as a reference if you get stuck somewhere when launch comes, but for now, I highly recommend, if you're taking the game competitively, definitely look into it. If you're taking the game from more of a casual approach, just to enjoy the game for what it is, you know, you don't need to take it that seriously at all, and that is completely fine. The game has got a bit of everything for everyone, and especially on that note, I know a lot of people in my last video were concerned that this was just a PvP endgame. It is not. The devs, and to my mistake, have publicly come out and said that the game has a lot of PvE elements as well. In fact, up to 100 hours in the Haga Basin. So there is a lot of PvE content for you to enjoy, and quite a lot of in-game systems that you can engage with as a PvE player. I believe the size of the Haga Basin is that of a little bit bigger than the map of Skyrim, so again, there is a lot of content you can do. And there's even, you know, images of possible bases that you can do on this website, which is fantastic. This, again, is all public information that has been, you know, given out by either game directors or public press gameplay. And, you know, look at this Atreides base, right? And that is another thing. There's so much information in here that I can't pack into this video. But this is the Atreides building kit. So should you choose to align yourself with the Atreides, you will have the Atreides building kit. The Atreides building kit allows you to have unique building pieces compared to that of the Harkonnen building kit. I don't know if there's a reference of the Harkonnen building kit in here, but yeah, there's the also base building kit, which is this set here, which I don't know why it's not loading. I'll quickly do a refresh here. So this is the normal building kit that I believe you start with, and then you have, again, you've got that Atreides kit, and we don't have any images for Harkonnen here, but it is confirmed that each faction has a unique building kit, which is pretty fantastic. And it is just top of the barrel, right? There's so much more information that you can gather from this website. Again, that FAQ section is fantastic. And there's questions about PvP, base rating, private servers, max population, technical aspects like DLSS, all of that is contained in this Q&A section, and it is amazing. So if we go to the PvP section here, you can see even all the references here. It's clearly laid out, and it is amazing. So pirate software interview is mentioned, direct messages on the wiki and things like that. It is really, really a good source for finding a crap load of information out about the game. And another thing I want to mention here is in the official Dune Awakening Discord, I will put it on screen here, is you can jump over to the official Discord, and for example, if you want to search up specific like developer names that often answer a lot of questions, search Iggy. He's a really cool developer that will often might even answer one of your questions relating to the game. And I think we need to filter it to person here. I forgot how to do that. But you can basically get so many answers here. The developers answer a lot of that stuff in the official Discord, which is fantastic. And a lot of those are also present on the Q&A section on the Dune Awakening wiki, which is also really cool. So you can jump in here, you can get a bunch of important information, especially again, once again, if you're taking the game competitively, this is a place to go. So they've even got like guild pages on the wiki, which is something if you're looking for a group might be pretty interesting. And again, I do quickly want to mention that I am going to be setting up my own guild in Dune Awakening, I am taking applicants for the Oceanic region in my Discord. We're also going to be streaming the game at launch, basically non-stop. I'm going to be going very hard on this game. I'm very much looking forward to it. And there's even more stuff you can find out about. So you can find out about how the vehicles work here. And in fact, they even put out a community signal, which is like their developer posts recently talking about ornithopters and all of the advanced technology around the ornithopters. And there's a whole system for even just vehicles alone that requires a lot of in-depth learning, which I think is great. So you can have people dedicated to being, you know, pilots and scouts and all of that. And it's really exciting that there is this amount of depth to systems in the game. Of course, we can't talk about too much of it, but in short, I think there is a little bit of something for everyone, whether that be you enjoy creating and crafting vehicles and managing them, building bases, engaging in GVG PvP over spice blows, or, you know, just taking the chill way and, you know, being a PvE player and doing a roleplay server. That is up to you. Or even further, being an economy player and manipulating the exchange is something you can entirely do as your gameplay loop and enjoy doing that. So again, there is a lot to do, and there's a lot that hasn't been shown, and a lot we also can't talk about, but I hope this Dune Awakening wiki and the character creator can get you a little bit of a head start going into launch on May the 20th. That said, there is also going to be a bunch more information coming out over the next months, I would assume, or the next month and a half until it comes out. So you can start planning ahead, but again, you're taking the game for a more chill approach and just want to enjoy it for what it is. Ignore all this information. I highly recommend enjoying the game, and if you're, you know, a PvP sweat like I am, you might be more inclined to learn this stuff. With that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.